ActionLincoln.com.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see lots of sunshine. It will be breezy. We'll see an afternoon high near 53. Tonight, mostly clear skies and light winds, with a low around 25. Tomorrow, we'll see sunshine return with a light breeze and an afternoon high near 56. I'm meteorologist Kyle Hutt for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to hear their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome into the Dump Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got the host, Good Morning Pierson-El, streaming in on the Allo VIP line. Really understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. 402-464-5685. This is the Starter Heyman text line if you guys want to join in, as well as all of the streams. You know I'm well at this point if you want to put a face to the voice. Good morning, Pierson-El. How's it going on what's been a beautiful Monday night so far?
It's a good day for a Monday, nice weather or whatnot. So, not doing too bad this Monday.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Let's get into it. I want to figure out what you want to talk about first here. We can talk about the speed bump that was Nebraska basketball or the Chiefs once again making it potential for the three-peat. Eagles dominating the Commanders. Where do you want to go?
We can get basketball out the way.
That's the exact kind of mindset I had. Let's just hit this like a speed bump here. Husker hoops, they went on the road. They lost to Wisconsin 55-83. I said this earlier in that last segment. I don't think too many people were expecting this team to go in there and win. You were really hoping for it because you need one bad to turn it around. The worst thing you could happen, though, is get blown out like this. I just don't know where the mindset's at in this locker room. You tried a different starting lineup with Hoiberg, Andrew Morgan out there. Braxton Mia took the bench. Didn't really use him much at all throughout that entire game. I mean, what does this mean? you lost another one. That makes it 6 straight now, and you still got Illinois and Oregon left down the slate here.
I'm kind of starting to panic a little bit.
Starting?
Because it shouldn't be like this. You started out hot, and I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's just people getting used to the cold. It's cold in January. I'm not sure exactly, what's going on, but they are not looking remotely anything. I won't say remotely anything close. They're just not looking as confident or as close as they were. Some games they show up and other games they don't. It's just they got to get better, with being consistent.
Yeah. Just going through all these games, that Maryland one's really disappointing because that was a big chance to win it on the road. And the magic number, Eric Strickland, he's 100% right on this, for Nebraska is if they let anybody score over 45 points, they lose. And it's pretty much been spot on for every single game they've lost. The first loss being St. Mary's, they gave up 77. Huskers only scored 74. Michigan State, they gave up 89. Huskers only scored 68. And then all their other losses. They gave up 97 to Iowa. They gave up 104 to Purdue, 86 to Rutgers. Maryland, again, that's the one. You lost by 3, 69-66. That's one you would think goes in Nebraska's favor. USC, you give them 78. It's a magic number. Once again, 75. You lose that one, 73-78. And then Wisconsin, we talked about 83 points to give up. But on top of that, your offense wasn't even close to competing. This team is really stuck between not enough offensive power, but also not sure if they're can commit to playing this defensive style ball, because even when they really commit to it, they're getting, like I said, just under 75 points. If they give up more, that's game. They just have not been able to compete offensively with, in particular, the Big Ten. I mean, once they got to Big Ten play, it's really getting shown. And to me, I think a lot of it's athleticism. Is there answers on this team? I think is kind of the question. Obviously, if you're Hoiberg, you're never going to say there isn't. That you got the guys on the roster. You picked them. You better figure out how to win with them. But, realistically looking from the outside in, is there on that current roster enough to turn the season around?
I think so. You have guys that turn it on and turn it off. You have guys that show up or, not show up every night. So it's there. You just have to figure out exactly how to get, them involved. I'm not saying stroke their egos or anything like that, but get them situated to understand their role and just to be more aggressive on both sides of the ball. As you said, that magic number or whatnot, that's a couple possessions that they can, strain and do things a little bit harder. I don't know if that's better conditioning, and I'm not saying that they're not conditioned or whatnot, but it's just I feel like once things get to a certain point, it's just it is what it is. Here we go again type thing. And we've seen that a little bit with football, and I'm not trying to put that on them. But it's kind of with this, losing streak has kind of been like that. I won't say it's always been like that. Just recently and more so that has kind of shown up, and they just have to figure out. The coach, I guess, have to expect, or I don't know if you go at them harder to get them to play better. They're all Division I athletes. You all can play elite, on this level and whatnot. You've shown up in big games to play and close games to play. So, it's just what do we got to do to get that consistently and to making sure that that's, the normal and not, once or twice a month.
Yeah, and that's where we're at. Because, again, we always talk about the magic number 20. We're down to 11 games left. You can only lose 3 games here. So, they're going to have to put on a win streak. And, again, you got Illinois, Oregon ranked back-to-back coming up here. You feel good if you just split one of those, I think. Even if you lose this next game to Illinois, if you beat Oregon, you feel great. Vice versa, you got to beat Illinois back at home. hoping the hope is this Illinois homestand can propel you to start a winning streak. And then, like I said, you got 3 to drop, but at least, you still got room to 20. And you got, I will say, most of the tough schedule out of your way. It's just these next 2 games coming up is going to be really the worst part of the schedule. But then after that, it is Washington, Ohio State, Maryland, Northwestern, Penn State, Michigan, Minnesota, who those teams have looked better as the Big Ten's gone on, Ohio State and Iowa. Like those are, again, it's Big Ten play. They're all good teams. But there is a glimmer of hope that if you get it together, it's not a schedule that you can't just go ahead and put a run together. Because this is still the same team. Say what you will about Creighton. They've definitely gotten better as the season's gone on. Nebraska beat Creighton. They beat him pretty convincingly. Now, Creighton shot abysmally from 3-point land. Some of that you give credit to the Husker defense as well, though. And really, a lot of their wins, that's the one thing the Huskers have done, is really hurt other teams' 3-point shooting percentage. All the other times they're losing, you're seeing those teams that beat them shoot about 40+% from the 3-point line, especially in this streak of 6 games where we're just constantly losing one after another here. Still hope. Don't want to tap out, but I am a little bit concerned about answers on the bench. Rink Mass, K-State Tamanaga, were those the 2 best players on the year last year? Is that kind of the realization this year? Like Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary are phenomenal, and there's things they do that Rink Mass and K-State can never. And maybe not the best player isn't the right word, but the most important players. Did we lose the 2 most important players and maybe underrated a little bit, especially Rink Mass not being there?
I would say more so consistent role players, like night in and night out. You knew what you was going to get, from Tamanaga. You knew whoever was coming in there. You knew, it's a chance. If he gets hot, it's a different team. Now he had some slumps and everything like that, different. And then you had, his counterpart doing his part, if that's boards, if that's 3-point shooting of consistent buckets. So they understood what things were. They understood, okay, now it's mine, and I gotta get mine, or the team needs X, Y, and Z, or the offense flows through one of those tools, or complementary basketball. And I just don't think that this team is at that point. We know who the offense goes through, but he can't necessarily do it night in and night out without consistent help. I understand sometimes shooting wise from the 3-point is just not your night. Even if it's not just threes, okay, consistent 2s, getting kind of yourself, in the rhythm and whatnot, being aggressive and, attacking the basket. And I'm not saying, turn, drive and, dunk on somebody, but consistently, enough to make the defense respect you enough. And then, you're kind of in your rhythm, in your flow and everything like that. I don't want to say they're not playing simple basketball, but they're not, getting necessary buckets. And I'm not saying everybody got to be selfish, but I said it last week, 2 points a quarter, that adds up if you got 5-6 guys getting that, or your 4 or 5, not necessarily starters, but your 4, key role players, if they're getting that consistently, that takes the load off of Bryce. Bryce doesn't have to try and go, not Bryce, Williams doesn't have to necessarily go night in and night out, trying to break 30 or 45 to save everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's, it's frustrating because you see Bryce Williams and I see his frustration, and I totally get the frustration at it sometimes. Like what you're missing, Connor Season is fantastic for floor spacing. When the minute he's off, the Marty Pierson, who's our next best 3-point shooter? Connor Season, then. And this isn't a quiz. This is like, who do you think?
That's a tough one.
Exactly, and that's a problem. That is kind of like, who? I don't like Juwan Gary. Sure, if he's got a good night, Bryce Williams can definitely light it up if he's got a good night. But like, I think you probably go with Bryce Williams. But like having a legitimate knockdown 3-point shooter outside of Connor Season it's not there. And so, especially when he's off the floor, you got Bryce Williams, who's really at times trying to will this offense. But it's so clogged where he likes to work in that middle paint area and that mid-range because the spacing's not there. And that's the other part with Rink Mast where we don't have to say he was the best player. I can certainly see how you might say Juwan Gary because what he does defensively, Bryce Williams just because the overall tool bag that he has offensively. But Rink Mast was so consistent on just being able to stretch the floor at times in big matchups, countered the scouting report. I always reference that Purdue game because it's a masterclass of what you want to do to a team who's already got you scouted out. You just completely go against what the scouting report says. Rink Mass went to work, went straight at Zach Edey, bullied him for the first quarter, and pretty soon Purdue's out of sorts. The scouting report they had meant nothing anymore outside of, some small tendencies, but the way Nebraska was playing was not the way Purdue was necessarily expecting. It's just the offense. We're missing some shooting here. And Bryce Williams is getting asked to do a lot, especially at the point guard position. That's the other problem with this team is we don't really have that figured out. We put Sam Hoiberg in the starting lineup. He's a great player. You love all the hustle stuff, but common sense, there's going to be matchup issues at times, especially in Big Ten play when you go up against some of those bigger guards. And they're able to get a switch and get you on the block. Andrew Morgan, interesting to add offense on the block on that 5 position, but then you're losing the rim protection with Braxton Mia, and you're more of a defensive-led team anyway. So there's a ton of which direction do you want to go here? Where are we at with Fred Hoiberg now? Like, does anything this season going to change about you thinking about looking elsewhere? And I'm not saying we fire him, but just thinking about starting to look at other coaches.
I think it raises an eyebrow. I wouldn't necessarily, always looking or whatnot, but, you start paying attention and taking notes and exactly understanding, like, okay, is this going to continue to be a problem? Is this something that's going to get sorted and figured out? And then this is something, you can redress at the end of the season, depending on how the season goes. Because, I know we lost last year, but, last year was a high just with the team finish-wise and things and whatnot. But, if that's going to be what you expect and everything like that, you got to consistently get that. And time again, we've kind of seen this pattern of, dropping games or spinning out. And I understand the Big Ten is hard. I'm not saying it's all on the coaches and everything like that, because at the end of the day, the athletes do have some type of responsibility of going out there and playing. You have to show up. It's been something you've been doing. So I'm not putting all the blame completely total on him. You got Division I athletes, kids that, don't show up to the party. And that's a problem.
It's a hell of a place to recruit. Until Nebraska basketball does something, men's basketball, for whatever reason, Nebraska has been, well, I shouldn't say for whatever reason, the Nebraska side of sports here in Nebraska has had a lot of success. So they're able to get some of the better recruits here. You credit a lot of the staff, volleyball, gymnastics, all those. They do a fantastic job at it. For Nebraska men's basketball, though, it's also just part of the problem. Like, there's no history here. It's not necessarily a really good track record of getting guys to the league. Now, it has gotten better. And that's why I still think, despite what happens this season, even if it gets worse, you hold on to Hoiberg, because this track record shows that more likely than not, this is just a kind of bump in the road bad year, but not the normal. His track record since he's gotten here it's been gradual, but it's consistently better and better and better at putting us in position to finally make that leap. Tim Miles was kind of in that situation, and then he plateaued. I don't think I don't think Fred Hoiberg's plateaued yet. This might be a bad year, but I do think he's still going to continue to improve, and he is a really great offensive-minded coach. When I look at this Husker offense, again, I don't see a team that doesn't have the right X's and O's. I don't see a team that just plays terrible, sloppy basketball at times. I see a team where I will blame the staff, that recruiting-wise just isn't good enough to kind of compete in the Big Ten right now. The point guard, once again, is kind of killing this Nebraska group. And it really kills Nebraska, especially when you're playing some of these opponents in the Big Ten and you're playing against some of these Nebraska kids that you didn't go out and recruit. So there's a few issues going on here, but I'm not going to go ahead and start voicing that we need to start looking elsewhere, because history says it's gradual, but it is getting better. This might just be kind of the one bad years. Hopefully one of the bad years, not a sign of things to come. That's all I got on Husker. You got anything else that left to add on these guys as the season's kind of getting into a dire situation here?
Not necessarily. It's do or die. You gotta start stringing things together. That's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Just for the fun of it, we do got Illinois up next. It is at home. You like their chances of pulling this one off to turn things around, or?
I I think so. A team like that, you know, I know we dropped the ball with Rutgers and whatnot, and Illinois can be a very downhill type of team. But I feel like certain challenges and certain things, you know, the team gets hyped up for it, gets, you know, yoked up for it. And I think Illinois is one of those type of games.
It's got to be. That's the game I circle. Like, if you're going to turn the season around, it's at home. You've dropped, 2 home games in a row now? Yeah, because Wisconsin's on the road. So you dropped 2 home games in a row. You got to figure out how to get back to winning, especially at home. If we're going to go on a run and win 8 games, you're going to have to figure this one out. Well, that being said, we'll go ahead. We'll throw it to break here. We do got Good Morning Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line, but he will be joining us on the stream eventually on this next segment. We'll talk a lot of NFL here. I want to get to Morning Pierson-El's thoughts. Commanders, the Eagles, wasn't close. Bills, Chiefs, very close. Maybe some controversial calls. Maybe it is just the Kansas City Chiefs. You can hate them, but they're a really good football team. We'll throw out the break. We'll talk about all that next. Don't Punt Tower with the Morning Pierson-El and Harrison Arns.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln Families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays. Games of bowling, shoe rental, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, Always honest answers.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back. Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El. The host is always streaming in. You guys can join at 402-464-5685. As always, starting him in text line. We got through the NFL playoffs and championship games. We're down to the Super Bowl just left. It's Chiefs with the potential to make history, being the first team ever to win a three-peat in the Super Bowl era, and the Eagles with a chance of revenge, who just blew out the Commanders. It was a really overall great performance from the Eagles. I didn't think they were going to win that way. I didn't expect them to win, and I was wrong, dead wrong about the Bills. History just always repeats itself with those guys. Your thoughts about this Super Bowl we're heading into?
I mean, the Bills are right then and there. Like, you can't play scared and play against Mahomes in a game, in a situation, in a game like that, and think you're going to come out on top. They were competitive, but they didn't look the part.
Can I ask you this on just the early on? Benford goes out with a concussion, right? The corner. Why did they play so much man? They were getting shredded in it all game. I mean, man, like, what do you think? Is that a mistake on the coaching part? Because that's one thing I was surprised by, because it was all game long. They were playing a lot of man, and they were getting shredded up by it. Mahomes looked comfortable. They weren't throwing a whole lot of different looks. It's an X's and O's thing, personnel thing. Like, what are your thoughts on that? I was really expecting to change it up.
I guess they were okay with Mahomes probably trying to run and pretty much beat him that way, more so than him beating him with his arm. That's the only thing that, pops into my mind with that. I'm not sure why you would stay, in man. Your backups know the scheme and everything like that. I just think that they just didn't want Mahomes just to sit back there and just shred them left and right. They were just going to make him, I guess, earn it the hard way, I guess.
Not very hard for him.
No.
Like, he's doing it pretty consistently. To me, it's like, I don't know what the Bills are missing. To me, it does feel like that's secondary, though. Like, it feels like offensively, I don't know what else you can add to it. You can probably shore up the guard a
I
little
mean,
bit. Blocking was fine. To me, secondary, it's all just to beat the Chiefs, right? Like, it's a great team, but what is the final piece?
You didn't do enough. I don't know if you didn't get cooking space enough. I don't know if you didn't create a matchup nightmare for him on the outside. Get him more touches necessarily just running out of the backfield. I don't know if you didn't get Amari Cooper enough touches. You can say whatever you want to. I mean, he's still an elite athlete.
Where are you on the 2-point conversion calls? To go for it, not get it, and then try to make it back? Too early?
No, because you like. I like to just sometimes at least you emptying the clip. You giving it your all. You're not gonna look back and be like, oh, we could have went and got it there. And now, that would have been the perfect time to kind of do that Tebow pop pass. I was shocked that didn't come. I was shocked to not see that on when you get up there with him at the line like that. I felt like they're going to crowd, and they were going to crowd that. They know what you were going to do. You could have done that. You could have gave a handoff, a speed sweep or something towards the end, or run an option to the outside edge. You got the numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
also, did you see the tush push? I don't know if they know how to run a tush push. I don't know what the hell that was. They got zero momentum going forward. I don't know. It just looked failed. Like it kind of went off to the side. Nobody got behind Allen and shoved him like they were supposed to. It was bizarre.
You're better off just putting Allen in shotgun and having him momentum and him go get it itself.
Exactly. Especially after what I saw they ran. Whoever was supposed to push Allen over, nobody got his hands to actually. I mean, it was a tush push. It had to have been. I don't know what else the hell they were trying to run there, but like nobody touched him. Nobody actually did what they're supposed to do. Yeah, you're right. Like when you got Josh Allen, especially if it's not something where you have master like the Eagles do what works. Josh Allen gets it like every time
when he's running.
Yeah, and that was one that was just a bizarre one for me because it looked like they called something that they weren't used to running, and it looked like it immediately. And it like watching that, and I didn't like the Romo. He was giving the Chiefs a ton of credit. And I was watching the Bills. I was like, the Bills just didn't know what the hell they were doing right there. Like they completely failed the assignment.
Missed execution.
Yeah, it wasn't the Chiefs' defensive line, and that's where I am like a little bit perplexed about. Do they need more pieces, or is this just like you're gonna be outclassed by Mahomes and Andy Reid because they're just better, and you're not gonna find anybody else that is?
You're gonna have to with games like that. You have to like in basketball, the and one. You're gonna have to have an and one moment. If that's a pick or a turnover or something like that with Mahomes, like. You can't mess up. You can't screw up. You can't necessarily give him an edge. Like before that last series, you had an opportunity to kind of put yourself and you missed the and one, and you can't do that with Mahomes because they thrive in those situations and they execute things so well. Like you can't not take advantage and miss your opportunities when they come, especially dealing with Andy Reid, especially dealing with Spagnuolo, especially dealing with Mahomes. It's just too much to kind of overcome, and you missed your shot and you're on the opposite end of it.
Yeah, and the Chiefs every year they got those X factors. This year's Worthy. Like everyone's kind of down on the Chiefs all year. Worthy showed up.
He did.
Playoffs. Like he's been showing up, and like. You need those guys in the playoffs. Like they're gonna have their moments because all year, I love Tom Chattel. He was completely right when he said this. He labeled the Chiefs the con artist because they're so good at selling everybody every year. Yeah, they're still the Chiefs, but they're not as good as they used to be. They don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. This year they're really struggling to do X, Y, and Z, and then we get to the playoffs and they con you. No, like they still win. They still go to the Super Bowl. It's their third one. We can have all these opinions about the Chiefs. It doesn't ever seem to matter. Andy Reid is going to go into this as the winningest all-time coach for the Chiefs and the Eagles. It's bizarre. Like he is so good. And as great as Mahomes is.
It's because it's Andy Reid. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Mahomes has definitely taken things to a different, but just imagine necessarily if he didn't have Reid.
Well, it's like Jordan without Phil Jackson. Jordan would have been a great player. I don't know if he wins.
He would have been yeah, for sure. He makes the game a a lot easier, for sure.
And it's whatever it is, they always just seem to be in total control of the game. And you see other teams get faked out a little bit. Like, does Mahomes, are we at this point where you would know more than I do at the level of like NFL athletes? Are these guys getting psyched out mentally by Mahomes?
I think you can say that it's the in the NFL. I think it's three teams that aren't scared of the Chiefs. It's Burrow and the Bengals, Lamar and the Ravens, and Philly and Jalen Hurts.
We'll go back last year. What were the Ravens doing? To me, that's psyched out.
Last year, Lamar was not trying to beat Lamar. It was not trying to beat Patrick Mahomes the Lamar way.
Yeah.
He was trying to. Okay, he throwing it, I'm throwing it. You know what I mean? Versus,
I think that was the coaching staff too.
Just playing. You know, so it's. I think that's what happened. And Lamar he was still having them in the game. You could say, oh well, yeah, you should have run it. He got them to the one. Zay Flowers fumbled.
Yeah, that's right.
You had two runs that popped for 30 yards, and you only run 7 runs for the whole time when running's in your DNA.
And Flowers had unsportsmanlike as well in that game. That's
Lamar necessarily ain't show. It's not Lamar that he showed up. Now, could he have run more and everything like that? Yeah, but I think the narrative when it comes to playing with that, he gets put in the box of the not the non-passer and everything like that. So you kind of want to beat him at his own game. I understand that with Lamar. Burrow don't care. He going at your neck. We've seen that he just didn't get an opportunity to go at. We've seen him not to have an opportunity with the ball last to do something. That's just clock management. The Chiefs didn't want them to not have the ball themselves. So I think when they do play them, it's just like, oh, here we go again. Not with this. And you worried about the other guy versus more so taking care of what you can control and what you can do. You looking up too early and you fall short. And I think that's the effect of Mahomes having in the games. You're a little bit concerned about, oh, here he goes again with this and that. And your shortcomings are part of him capitalizing on you.
Yeah, and he's, say what you will, he's excellent at that. Like that's where you give Mahomes the credit. Like he's iconic for it for a reason. Like that scamper for 10 yards, he's so damn good at it. And that's the one thing. Dylan Ray, I saw, you're hanging around the Chiefs locker room. Add that one to the arsenal. Because you saw that versus Ohio State with Dylan Raiola. They're in man, all their backs are turned. They're running verts downhill. And guess what?
Take off.
I think he has like 34. It was one of his biggest run play.
Yeah.
Entire season by far. And it wasn't, him being a freak athlete. It wasn't him making an excellent maneuver. It was just these guys' backs are turned. We don't got to step on them anyways. Let me go get 30 with my legs. Patrick Mahomes is one of the best at doing that, just recognizing where the green space is and having that pocket awareness. Hopefully with Dylan Raiola rubs off on him a little bit, but we still got a lot of time before we get to Husker football. Real quick, though, did you get the news about the Notre Dame transfer?
Oh, he actually
potential. He's going to visit. But if we do get Rico,
I seen he was on a visit. Yeah.
How much does that move the needle if we do get Rico Spindler out of Notre Dame?
It's moving in the right direction. I mean, he went to Notre Dame for a reason. He was recruited for a reason.
Played great too.
Huh?
He played fantastic too. It's not like he was one of those guys that left because he just was at the bottom of the depth chart. He's got 1 year of eligibility and he can play.
So again, you win and lose in the trenches, especially in college. Look at Georgia and what they've been able to dominate. Look at Alabama in the years they've been able to dominate. Look at what we were, in the 90s, dominating. Look at what these teams, us in 09, dominant D-line. So,
even Ohio State this year in college football.
Huh?
Even Ohio State this year in college football. I didn't mean to cut you off, but like you saw it, defensive line was winning them games. At times.
The trenches is how you win. If you get higher caliber players to come in and raise everybody else's level of play, I mean, because he's coming from a championship program where you can say a winning program. You can say whatever you want to say. They've been successful the past 10 years plus. You know what I mean? So that he understands what it looks like, and having that in the room, and that way you're not just hearing it from your coaches and everything like that. I think that would help.
Yeah, to me it's huge. Anything you can do to shore up the line, and like that's always, in my opinion, gonna set the benchmark on how good your team's gonna be. You can have fast wide receivers, a really good quarterback. None of it means squat if you can't block, pass pro, or run the ball. Especially when you got a guy like Emmett Johnson, who is coming back, who Dana Holgorsen clearly seemed to like right away. As soon as he took over, it was Emmett Johnson's time to go ahead and get the rock, and he was great. And now we're adding more. And my favorite thing about Dana Holgorsen is everyone, air raid, blah blah blah, likes to pass. What does the run game look like? The run game got better immediately. Ironically, he was the guy that actually got the run game going. And I still think the offensive line coach, Donovan Rail, is doing a great job.
For sure.
But it took that OC to put a fire in some of those guys' butts. Like, you're not blocking good enough. The running backs, too, like, you're not running hard enough. You want to point fingers, maybe. I don't know what was going on. But whether he said or what he was teaching, it worked. Like, the run game got better.
I mean, we know the guy that was in the position beforehand didn't know averages and what's a good number. So, I mean, you're a reflection of your product. So if you're not comfortable, what do you think you're going to put out there? Or like, the athletes see that. We pick up on things, and you know who you can get away with some things. You know how you can kind of cut corners on some things and whatnot. When Dana came in there, he trimmed the fat, and you've seen the product go up early and often and quick. So, I mean, that's just what it was. And I'm not, bashing Satterfield and everything like that, but you understand, and they understood, somebody with direction and, confidence to understand stuff and break things down and move everybody along as one, and not just everybody is throwing, their spices in there like it's the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, and I think Dana Holgorsen even commented at that one, like early on.
Yeah.
It's like,
he threw everything out. He was like, "Nah, we're simplifying this."
Well, and you get to a point where you got all these coaches, and they all got bits of NFL experience. They all got these coaching trees. This guy, and like, it's all probably good, but it's too much. It's the classic quote: "Jack of all trades, master of none." And that's certainly what it felt like the Nebraska offense was. We could do a little bit of everything. We never excelled at anything, though. I mean, that was speaking at times. Actually, I don't know if I could say that. That offense wasn't.
I mean, we
right.
we knew what it was. Running the ball was it.
Yeah.
Now we just had to get comfortable and efficient with that. Like, they're like, when we run the ball, it's a wrap, regardless of whoever it is. It's just sometimes we didn't get the run game going, and it lacked everywhere else.
Yeah, and even on the edges, like, that got better with the run game as well. Like, another part with Dana Holgorsen, he called him out in the press conference, talking about what's the point of being a big wide receiver if you're not gonna block. Like, that's kind of why you're getting sought after, especially by NFL recruits. Like, you fit the build, yeah, you're fast, but you can also block. If you're not gonna do that, you're just completely defeating the entire purpose, or one of your strengths, I should say, to go ahead and get recruited. If you're not going to be a good blocker in the league. All right, we'll go ahead and throw it to our final break here. Speaking of winning in the trenches, we'll talk about that one next. Eagles definitely won that battle versus the Commanders. Still a great season for the Commanders, though. We'll talk about all that next. Don't go anywhere. Don't Punt Hour.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays. Games of bowling, shoe rental, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. See lots of sunshine. It will be breezy. See an afternoon high near 53. Tonight, mostly clear skies and light winds with a low around 25. Tomorrow, we'll see sunshine return with a light breeze and an afternoon high near 56. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck for 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sports Show!
The 56th Annual Boat Sport and Travel Show is bigger and better than ever. January 31st to February 2nd at the Sand Hills Global Event Center in Lincoln. Don't miss it.
Sports Show!
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, Pierson-El.
All right, final segment, wrapping things up on the Don't Punt Hour. We're going to talk Commanders, Eagles. Didn't even have time to get to the coaching carousel. We'll have to do that tomorrow. Bears got to figure it out. Pete Carroll to the Raiders. Schottenheimer to the Cowboys. Well, I shouldn't say two, just elevated within the Cowboys organization. And then the Jags. I can't remember. Jags got somebody as well. I can't remember if it was
OC, the OC, Liam something. OC from the Bucks.
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be interesting. Pete Carroll's really interesting. We're definitely going to have to talk about that tomorrow.
Look out. We got the best coach. We got the best coaches in the division and all of football. It's the old guard. It's the old way. You got some heavyweights. Every organization has a heavyweight coach.
Yeah, that's a tough division though.
Outside of Harbaugh, he's been to a Super Bowl. Every coach has a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Every coach has a Super Bowl. Like, that is not going to be an easy division at all. No, they're going to be well coached, well seasoned, good defense, good offense. Like, it's watch out for the AFC West. I'm telling you.
Could be fun. I do like it though. I mean, we're not gonna spend time on it, but I've seen some people. Pete Carroll's like a high energy guy. I don't give a damn if he's 73, 74 now. Like, let's go listen to him. Like, it's not like he's ready to retire. Sometimes you just see the age and they freak out. And it's like, have you seen him talk, move? The guy's like running around every chance he gets, still full of energy. I actually think it's a good hire. But real quick, we do got to talk about this. Commanders, Eagles, 23-55 comes to an end for the rookie QB, Quinn, head coach of the Commanders. It was a good year, though. What are your thoughts on it? Was it?
I mean, outstanding year. I mean, he, regardless of what anybody was saying, either with Bo Nix, he solidified himself. I mean, offensive rookie of the year. Heck of a season. He was balling, and to get to the conference championship game in your first year, that's a short list to do that. So. I mean, teams, he was giving teams hell. He was giving people hell, in the division, outside of the division. Washington's gonna be a good team for some time. I'm just anxious to see how long Cliff is gonna be there, because Cliff is gonna be sort of sought after.
What do you to wrap up on the Commanders? Like, what's left to tweak there? It feels like a little bit of the interior. Maybe you get a little bit more, like maybe a true number one wide receiver. McLaurin's good. I still think you just need a little bit more there, though, to put it out there on top.
I mean, you got guys that can go get it. You don't necessarily. I mean, what Terry is doing on the team now is what he was doing on the collegiate level at Ohio State. He's the same guy as senior year, like same exact position. Like he's never been the issue. He's never been, the doubt. You
keep him. Sure, I'm saying like it feels like you get to spend some money if there is guys coming available. That's another thing.
Like who?
That's what I'm saying. It's another thing you'd have to take a look at. I don't know if there is big names.
Washington has seen that before. They did it with D-Jack. D-Jack was good. They did it with Paul Richardson. That didn't work out. You did it with, they tried to get some of the higher profile guys in there, and it necessarily doesn't, turn out. You went after Garcon. Garcon was, a Terry McLaurin type situation, a number one being number two dog, and just got to there with him with they have a formula, with Santana Moss. You can say whatever you want to say. He was a number one receiver, but he was paired with people. So you find a good pairing. And I think him and De'Ami Brown, they're rolling, and you throw Zach Ertz in there, a consistent run game. I mean, they got to 12 wins. They got to the conference championship. So I mean, I don't think you need to go get a T. Higgins. I don't think you need to go get a DK Metcalf, because that would throw things off when they're not selfish. It jails, and I don't think you need to mess that up. Now you can draft a younger talent to develop kind of into that role or something like that.
As I say, you draft Ohio State wide receiver. I think that's probably the route you go. Like, you see what you can get out of a young guy. Otherwise, because I am looking at it like 2025. Like, if it's not Higgins, you're looking at.
But I mean, you talking about Mbuka? Is that his name?
I want to say it's Mbuka.
I mean, no, because him and Terry are the same.
So
like you drafted him, and in 2 years you saying see you Terry.
So X's and O's, defensive line. Like, what are you patching up?
I would say offensive line for sure. Secondary for sure. Your D line is solid. You're gonna draft there. You don't even have to do anything. Because of who he is, Dan Quinn, people loves to play in this scheme. Don't be surprised if you get free agency. And I think free agency, if you want they're a hot enough team to where they're going to attract a lot of star power to where you can get somebody in there that can be a fix for a year or two, and you draft a guy that kind of bring them along, and you can kind of develop. So they're going to be in a position sitting in best. They're going to get best of both worlds because guys are going to want to play there. DC's a wonderful city, night action, family oriented city. The whole DMV area. You got a young star quarterback where you're not going to break the bank on them just yet. You got pieces around them, so people can come there and plug and play for a year or 2 or 3 years, and hopefully get back to the conference championship or Super Bowl.
What are the taxes like up there?
It is in New York, but it ain't New York or LA, but you're gonna pay a pretty penny.
Okay, that's why it doesn't matter, especially when you got the guys making tons of money. Like that small tax.
Oh, it matters.
Makes a huge difference. But I do think
Dallas, Vegas, Tennessee, or a Florida team for sure.
Florida, I always hear gets a lot of praise for it. I always think that's like Tom Brady, big reason why. Like it is, people don't talk about it a lot, but it makes a big impact. Like if you're gonna go out to California, like you got to calculate how much you're gonna spend on taxes. It's not cheap. It's compared to like
and cost of living.
Florida. Oh, on top of that, knock on wood, natural disaster. It's just not right now most lucrative spot to go and be. All right. With that being said, we're looking at the Super Bowl here. We do got Eagles to wrap things up here. Eagles, Chiefs, potential for history to be the first team to get a three-peat in the Super Bowl era. Green Bay technically got a three-peat, but one was in the Super Bowl era, 2 right before the Super Bowl era. Where are you at? Chiefs or Eagles?
Eagles. The Eagles are playing way better than what we've seen them. Their offense is starting to roll, and they're gonna have an attitude where we're not scared of Pat. And Pat offensive line better be ready because they're gonna fly around. And their linebacker 53, is it 53 or 54? Burns. Oh my God.
Yeah. 53.
Oh, Fangio. I'm telling you, Vic Fangio is the X factor. Period. He knows Mahomes. He's been in their conference. He stopped him or soft in the low before, and they don't have a Tariq Hill loaded team. Now they're moving forward, but it ain't the same Ferrari team as what it is. So I think the Eagles pull it off. Vic Fangio is the Super Bowl MVP.
I like that answer a lot. I'm gonna go with the Eagles too. We'll talk about it more. We'll give it one more time on Thursday when we get closer to it. But I said this with the Commanders game going into it, but I did think the Commanders just had some magic. This Eagles team's really good. We went through it before. The only spots where I was giving the Commanders the edge was quarterback, which Hurts played great, so it don't really matter too much. And was coaching, and that's
you saying quarterback. You saying quarterback. You taking a rookie over a guy that got you to a Super Bowl?
I was on Sunday. I was with your guy DP, so you can imagine how he convinced me about.
Oh my God!
I still
don't drink the juice. Don't take the cheese, man. Don't take the cheese.
I'm taking the cheese on this one. Give me Eagles and Hurts to go ahead and win the Super Bowl and stomp on history right in front of the Chiefs' eyes. We'll definitely talk about that again on Thursday, like I said. But don't go anywhere. Tick Weeknights keeps on rolling. Spare Time, Jillian Martin, Kayla Starr up next.